I think as human beings, everybody has a natural gift.
Nipsey Hussle was an American rapper, entrepreneur, and activist. Born on October 15, 1985, he was raised in the Crenshaw district of South Central Los Angeles with his sister Samantha and his brother Samiel, aka Blacc Sam.
My big brother, he was a hustler as long as I can remember. He had $1,000 when I was like 6.
Nipsey attended Alexander Hamilton High School in the Castle Heights neighborhood, but dropped out before graduating. At age 14, he left home and joined the Rollin 60s Neighborhood Crips, which is a subgroup of the Crips gang primarily based in Crenshaw.
You gotta know yourself before you do anything, before you can make a record, before you can have an opinion. You gotta know yourself.
In 2005, Hussle independently released his debut mixtape to moderate local success, which led him to being signed to the Cinematic Music Group and Epic Records. Nipsey continued to grow, and in 2009, he collaborated with Drake and Snoop Dogg before releasing his commercial single, Hustle in the House, which sampled Criss Cross's 1992 single, Jump.
I'm coming straight off a slump, a crazy motherfucker named Nipsey. I'm turned up cause I grew up in the 60s.
Hustle in the House was well received by critics, but it failed to make any impact on the charts. After Epic experienced financial issues in 2010, Nipsey decided not to renew his contract and left the label. Not long after going independent, Hussle appeared on the song We Are the World 25 for Haiti. Nipsey would then go on to create his own record label, All Money In, and released his first major mixtape, The Marathon, on December 21, 2010. He released several projects under this label, including The Marathon Continues in 2011, Crenshaw in 2013, and Mailbox Money in 2014. He also signed other artists including Jay Stone, Pac-Man the Gunman, BH, Copy Supreme, Cuzzy Capone, and Killer Twine. Hussle became known for his mixtapes, and Crenshaw, the one he released in 2013, he was able to sell 1,000 hard copies for $100 each, even though it had been released as a digital download for free. Even rapper Jay-Z bought 100 copies to show solidarity, and all copies were sold within 24 hours. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Great job. But he also did it again. When he released Mailbox Money on New Year's Eve 2014, he released 1,000 hard copies and sold them for $100 each. Nipsey Hussle went on to make a number of guest appearances throughout 2015 and 2016, working with Jadakiss, Trey the Truth, and YG. In 2016, he released another mixtape titled Famous Lies and Unpopular Truth. As a matter of fact, he commented on the 2016 United States presidential election by releasing the single HDTD, which stands for
Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump.
The song was recorded with YG and was written with Hussle's positive experiences with Mexican immigrants in the United States, whom Donald Trump had criticized. Then finally, after numerous delays, Nipsey Hussle's studio album, Victory Lap, was released in 2018 to critical acclaim and commercial success, and was nominated for the Best Rap Album at the 61st Grammy Awards the next year, but it lost to Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy. But over a year after its release, the album reached number 2 on Billboard 200 in April 2019, after Hussle's murder on March 31st. His single, Racks in the Middle, featuring Roddy Ricch and Hit Boy, debuted at number 44 on the Hot 100.
Gas the V12 to the pipe and smoke. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to all my...
Nipsey Hussle also dabbled in acting. He played a small role in Bone Thugs and Harmony's film called I Tried. He also starred in the film Caged Animal alongside Ving Rhames, and Nipsey was featured in the Sexy Getting Ready song in the pilot episode of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. When it comes to community activism, Hussle wanted to focus on giving solutions and inspiration to young black men like him.
The highest human act is to inspire.
He denounced gun violence through his music, influence, and community work. He spoke openly about his experiences with gang culture, and he also worked with rival Bloods-affiliated rappers to set an example. Nipsey Hussle funded improvements to neighborhood schools and spent time with the students. He even started a co-working environment which he named Vector 90. From his own experience, he believed that the Crenshaw area was being underserved and that young people would benefit from communal workspaces. He wanted the young people to be able to take classes in science, technology, and mathematics at the center. Hussle was also intimately involved in the planning and advisory stages of Destiny Crenshaw, a project that would showcase the history and culture of blacks in his neighborhood. In March 2019, Hussle planned to meet with LA police and Roc Nation to discuss how to end gang violence, but was killed before the meeting could take place on April 1st. In Nipsey's personal life, he and actress Lauren London began dating in 2013. They both had children from prior relationships, but they had a son together in 2016. Many people who have heard of the name Nipsey Hussle are unaware of Hussle's business ventures. Starting when he was just a youngster at the tender age of 11, Nipsey shined shoes for $2.50 to pay for school clothes. He sold his mixtapes out of a car trunk at a neighborhood strip mall. He inspired investors with his Marathon branding and opened the Marathon clothing store on June 17, 2017. The year before his death, Hussle bought the small shopping center where his store was located. And then sadly, on March 31, 2019, Hussle was shot at least 10 times in the parking lot of his store in South Central Los Angeles at about 3:18 p.m. The perpetrator also kicked Hussle in the head and shot 2 others in the process. All 3 victims were transported to a hospital where Hussle was pronounced dead at 3:55 p.m. He was 33 years old. Eric Holder Jr., then a 29-year-old man who confronted Hussle earlier that day, was arrested and charged with the murder 2 days later. Investigators believed Holder was known to the rapper and that the shooting was possibly motivated by a personal matter.
You know what I'm saying? Misery love company, and they regardless what we do, certain people have taken a position of the enemy.
Upon hearing the news of his death, numerous celebrities offered their condolences on social media. Hussle's memorial service was held on April 11th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, with tickets provided free of charge. Barack Obama posthumously praised the rapper for his work in the community, writing in a tribute,
"While most folks look at the Crenshaw neighborhood where he grew up and only see gangs, bullets, and despair, Nipsey saw potential. He saw hope."
The funeral procession for Nipsey Hussle was over 25 miles long as it wound through the streets of South Central, headed to Forest Lawn Memorial Park where Nipsey was buried. Gang leaders saw how Hussle resonated with young gang members and used the opportunity to curtail violence in their own ranks. A cross-section of gangs marched together at a memorial for Nipsey Hussle. Largely confined to black gangs, they agreed to stay away from each other's territory and stop shooting at people. The peacemaking, which was a ceasefire and not a truce, included hundreds of gangs similar to the truces of 1992. On May 9, 2019, a grand jury indicted Holder on 1 count of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of assault with a firearm, and 1 count of possession of a firearm by a felon. Holder was found guilty of first-degree murder on July 6, 2022.
There's a green light on him from all the gangs, all the people that love Nipsey Hussle. And so his life in prison is going to be hell for as long as it lasts.
And on February 22, 2023, he was sentenced to 60 years to life in prison.
And then he was like, you Eric Holder? He's like, yeah, this shit went crazy. Everything I love, he got pissed on and some more shit, spit on.
They were pissing and spitting on him in the bus?
Hell yeah, squirting piss on his ass.
Nipsey Hussle, August 15, 1985 to March 31, 2019. Rest in peace, Mr. Hussle.